Ladies and gentlemen, in the previous set of videos, I have exposed you to two different ways of remembering words. The first one I said is the range. The second one I said is the roots. In fact, this is going to be the third method. This method is the story method. Quite often, if you just know the story behind the words, our ability to remember the words will skyrocket. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you a story which I am sure you have also watched in a movie, a very famous movie known as Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, this basically movie was made basis on a myth, a mythological story of the Romans and the Greeks. The whole belief that they had was that there's a gentleman known as Zeus, who, ladies and gentlemen, was a god of all the gods. Now, he has a daughter. The daughter commits a sin. So guess what Zeus does? He punishes her by sending to earth as a lady, as a woman. Now, when she has a baby, the baby is known as Achilles. She looks at the father and says, "Father, father, father, I have committed a sin. You are punishing me, but please don't punish my child." Now, the father, who is of course now the grandfather of the child, looks at the grandchild. He's in love. Let's not forget, after all, he's a grandfather. But he tells his daughter, "Sweetheart, I can do nothing about it right now. But I make you a promise. Dip him in the river. Any part of the body that touches the river, he cannot be killed by that." The mother is excited. She takes the child and dips him in the river. Unfortunately, she holds him in the heels and dips him. And therefore, the only part of the body that does not touch the water is the heels. So if you've seen the movie, ladies and gentlemen, in that movie, Paris, the prince of Troy, takes a poisonous arrow, aims at Achilles' heels, and that is how Achilles dies. From there, we have a word, ladies and gentlemen, Achilles' heels. What is Achilles' heels? It is the area of weakness. So if I were to say, as an aspirant for Bank PO, GK is my Achilles' heels, it means area of weakness. Let's not forget, as happened in the movie and as happened in the story, Achilles was killed because of that one weakness he had in his heels. The same story gives a lot of other words. Actually, what happens is this. There are two very famous kingdoms. One, ladies and gentlemen, is what is known as a Sparta, the other is Troy. Sparta is basically in Greece and Troy today is in Turkey. Now, Sparta was known for a big thing, that is, they were big fighters. Have you seen the movie 300 BC? People with huge body and who are willing to fight. This, ladies and gentlemen, was a very famous kingdom known for its martial skills. Now, what exactly is martial skills? Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Romans, Mars was a Roman god of war. So when I use the word martial art is the art of war. So when I do say Sparta was a martial kingdom or a kingdom known for martial skills, I'm basically saying known for their war skills or fighting skills. Ladies and gentlemen, when I use the word judo and karate today, when we use the word martial arts, that's because these are the art of war. Now, Spartans were very famous for one thing. They used to exercise every single day. They used to build huge bodies and they would go for fight whenever required. They never used to lead a very rich lifestyle. In fact, they used to be leading a very hardworking, less luxurious lifestyle. From there comes a word Spartan. Ladies and gentlemen, Spartan means less luxurious and hardworking. Now, what happens in the movie is very simple, and that is again coming from the story. In that, you will notice Paris, the prince of Troy, seduces the queen of Sparta and brings her to Troy. I just use the word seduce. The word seduce, if you look at it very carefully, comes from the word SEC, which means cut, and deuce means lead. So seduce is to cut and lead away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a positive word, it's a negative word, which means you're moving away from the right path to the wrong path. So when I say money seduced me, what am I saying? It also implies that I'm doing something wrong. Remember, the word seduce comes from the word deuce, which means lead. Then what is produce? In my previous video, I did introduce you to the prefix called pro, which I said is forward. So produce is something that leads something forward. So production is something that builds something. Let's not forget that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, fall in love. Start looking at the words the way I see it, for example. Let's go forward. So what does Paris do? He seduces the queen of Sparta and gets her to Troy. The moment that happens, the Spartan army comes to Troy to fight the Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spartan army is led by this gentleman known as Achilles. Remember, I told you about Achilles, the grandson of Zeus, the god of all gods. And remember, I also told you he cannot be killed because he has been dipped in river, except of course in his heels, which is the area of weakness. Now, the moment he comes, he starts fighting with everyone, starts killing everyone. There's only one person who is able to fight Achilles. And I'm sure, again, you would have seen that in movie. This person, ladies and gentlemen, was a gentleman known as Hector. the elder brother of Paris, the firstborn of Troy, the prince of Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the only person who is able to irritate Achilles. Of course, finally Achilles kills him and Hector dies. But yes, he was the only person who was able to irritate Achilles. From there comes the word Hector, irritate. So if I were to say, why are you hectoring him? I'm saying, why are you irritating him? Ladies and gentlemen, most of us generally think that the real hero was Achilles. No, real hero was not Achilles. There was one more gentleman. This gentleman's name was known as Ulysses, otherwise known as Odysseus. You remember Gulliver Travels. In Gulliver Travels, there's a gentleman called Gulliver who goes to various places. One of the places he goes is to Lilliput kingdom. Then later, he does go to a giant kingdom as well. Similarly, this gentleman, Ulysses, otherwise known as Odysseus, goes from place to place. One of the places he goes is Troy, where he sees this fight and he documents that, he writes that. Ladies and gentlemen, from this name Ulysses, otherwise known as Odysseus, comes another important word, Odyssey, adventure, because this gentleman was on adventure. So if you look at adventure, what is adventure? Adventure is therefore traveling from place to place, learning few things. But the word adventure has a very important root word there called venture. The meaning of the word venture is risk. So when you do say, for example, you are going on an adventure, it has to have some element of risk associated with it. I'll stop by giving you one more word, venturesome person. So if I were to call someone as a venturesome person, what can it be? I just told you the meaning of the word venture is risk. So venturesome person is a person who takes a risk. And ladies and gentlemen, therefore the meaning of the word venturesome is someone who is bold. It's a positive word. Look again what we have done. Using a story that we know of, we have added on a lot of words. I started with the word Achilles heels. I said area of weakness. Sparta, I did talk about the fact that leading a less luxurious, hardworking lifestyle. I did talk about the word Hector. Hector means irritate. I did talk about many other words, ladies and gentlemen. For example, I talked about the word seduce, which I said is cut and lead. What did I say is the meaning of the word is S-E, cut. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, the word sector is a cut part. When I say when I was in 10th class, I was in B section, what does it mean? Students have been cut in many parts, I was in the B part. When I say I am staying in MVP colony 5th sector, what does it mean? It means the MVP colony has been cut in many parts. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in the 5th part. So the point that you need to understand again is, quite a few words can be thus brought together, remembered as a story, and this story can help us remember these words much better. Do review this video once more. Understand the story, and more importantly, the words that you are expected to learn from these stories. Ladies and gentlemen, the method of learning through stories. Thank you so much.